Hey friend, thanks for stopping by. I missed you. I've been gone for a while, but I'm glad to see that you're here. Um, I want to talk with you guys about some fragrances that I've been purchasing lately. Well, lately since I've been gone, it's been a long time. But I also want to make you a drink so that we can have something to sip on while we get into these fragrances, okay? What I chose to do today is I have a dupe of Tom Ford Lost Cherry. So, I mean, ideally it would be Lost Cherry, but I have the Fragranza version, which is called Amarena Cherry. And so that's what our cocktail is, or actually it's gonna be a mocktail. I gotta go to work in a little bit, but it's gonna be inspired by the Amarena Cherry, which is a dupe for Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. So go ahead and come in, take off your shoes, get comfy, and we'll get into it. I'm excited. Okay, friend, here are the ingredients for our Lost Cherry mocktail. We're not using any alcohol today, although you could if you wanted to, have a little more than have a little grown-up sippy sip. You could throw some cherry liqueur actually in there, because that's what one of the ingredients are for Lost Cherry. The ingredients, one of the notes are for Lost Cherry. So cherry liqueur is what you could add if you wanted to have a little bit of an alcoholic touch. But I'm going to try to do this with one hand, so please bear with me. I'm going to start with I don't know what I should start with. Actually, I'm going to start with the tart cherry juice. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and pour. Ooh, that looks good, right? Yes. And we're going to pour. Come on now, we're friends. We're friends, no judgment. All right, and I'm just gonna add a splash of the almond extract, because we just want that fragrance, really is what I want. We don't want to taste, actually this has alcohol in it, and I don't want a whole lot of bitterness or anything. I just want to add that fragrance of the almond, just a little splash. Oh, there it goes. I can smell it, it's nice. Okay, we're gonna add some of this juice from the cocktail cherries. Now, I got these, and this is what I would suggest you get. There are different brands. I just got Great Value. I mean, you can get whatever you want, but it is the juice that makes it special, the syrup, because it smells very cherry-like and not like the maraschino cherries. It's kind of less candy-like than the maraschino cherries. And I'm just gonna pour some of that. Yeah, pour some of that in there so that we get the juice of the cocktail cherries. It's more syrupy, and less sugary, I would say, than the maraschino cherries. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is grab some of this tonic water. I just got whatever was on clearance, or the cheapest. I mean, it's just bubbly water. You can also use club soda, whatever you like, but the tonic water is it has the quinine in it, which is a mineral. I think it's good for your muscles. I have to research that a little bit more, but I think so. And also I think it has a little sugar in here, a little more sugar in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour some of that bubbly in there for us. Here we go. That's right. Okay. And the last thing I'm gonna do is pour out a couple of, and I have washed my hands. I'm not gonna wear gloves in these videos, but I'm gonna go ahead and give us a few cherries, because I can eat these actually by themselves, okay? I don't think it's long enough to go across, so I'm just gonna, it got lost. The lost cherry got lost. So let's see, I think I need longer toothpicks or more ice, but you know, you get the point. There we go. I'll do this one again. And here we go. This one. All right. Here we go. Those are our Lost Cherry cocktails. I'm gonna go ahead and give a little stir, you know, and I'll clean up the mess later. And we'll go ahead and sip together while we talk about these perfumes, okay? All right, y'all. I'll see you in a bit. So, hey, we're back, and I tasted our drink. And one thing I would add is some rose water and a little bit of simple syrup, a little bit of sweetness, and just a hint of rose. I think it would make it perfect as far as an interpretation of the Tom Ford Lost Cherry. But this is good. It's tart, so if you like tart things, you can leave it the way it is. But yeah, for me, I think that rose water and just a hint more of sweetness and a straw would make it perfect. But yeah, I'm good with this for today, and I think that, you know, I can come back to it later on and make it better. So we'll stick with that, and we'll get into these fragrances. And I'm so happy to see you. And I'm so happy to say hello to my new subscribers, which I'm kind of surprised about. People kept kind of trickling in as I was gone. I really appreciate that. But my name is Jamila. People here on YouTube call me Jay. I've introduced myself as Jay. You guys can call me either or in the comments. I do like a wide variety of fragrances. I don't have a particular note that I'm stuck on, or I buy, you know, inexpensive fragrances. I buy expensive fragrances on a discount. I don't really buy things on, you know, for full retail here, but I'm always looking for a deal for something that is very, very nice. So let's get into it. I think I'm going to start with my Middle Eastern fragrances that I've been purchasing. I think it's been about 7 months. It's been a long time. So again, excuse me, please excuse me if I'm kind of fumbling, but I will start with, this is probably the most affordable fragrance on this list. And this is Oud 24 Hours. And I think it's, oh, this is Ard Al Zafaran. Okay, so a long time ago, I would play with the idea of getting Tom Ford Black Orchid. So this is definitely a dupe for that. Black Orchid was so strong on the patchouli. When I bought this fragrance, I was kind of, the notes didn't scream Black Orchid, but when I smell it, it's definitely inspired by that fragrance. Although I think the patchouli is dialed back a little bit and it's not as pungent as that fragrance. So this is something I can definitely wear, and I think that this would be a beautiful base for some other fragrance, maybe something that's a little more fruity, or, you know, I have some ideas about layering combinations to maybe lighten this up. But this one, I love the musky kind of patchouli, fruity-ish, you know, take on this fragrance, and it's really beautiful. So that is Oud 24 Hours by Ard Al Zafaran. If you're looking for an inexpensive version, I think I paid probably less than $10 for this fragrance. So if you're looking for that, that's a good one. I was playing with my sample of Baccarat Rouge, and I've been somebody who has always said I like the X-Straight better because it doesn't have that kind of Band-Aidy feel, that latex feel to it. But with my sample that I had, finally one day I put it on, and I didn't get it. I just got the sweet kind of airy woods, and I said, okay, I'm gonna stop playing. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a dupe of Tom Ford. I'm stuck there. Francis Kirkjohn Baccarat Rouge, but I've got the Baccarat Rouge, okay? I wasn't ready to make the whole dive, but I'm gonna see if I wear this. I know that this fragrance is excellent when you layer it with a whole lot of different things. It's very versatile is what I'm trying to say. And so we'll see if I use this. We'll see how much use it gets out of it. From what I remember of the sample that I had, it was just a little dabber sample, but that fragrance projects pretty well. This is pretty close to it. I can't really scream out or notice any differences right away. So I'm going to have that in rotation for sure. I am kind of disappointed that I picked this one up because it is also very, very similar to the Francis Kurkdjian, the Baccarat Rouge, just this Latafa on an Aveyard Rouge. I was hoping to, I expected a little bit of Baccarat Rouge, but I expected to get a little more fruits. I think there's pear in here, and I really don't get the pear out of this fragrance. It really smells pretty similar to the other, the Barricot. So if you're looking for one, I think they were pretty much probably under $20. So those are some great dupes for Baccarat Rouge if you're still looking for it. This next one is from Ard Al Zafaran, and I picked this up. I will try to put her channel below, but the International Cuties definitely have some great recommendations, and this is Ard Al Zafaran Hayaati. This is a beautiful kind of soft apricot laundry sheet, like a dryer sheet. And it's creamy. This fragrance is really something that you could wear daily and not offend anybody, but it's warm. It's like you have an apricot laundry sheet, and you can feel the warmth from like taking the clothes out of the dryer. This is a fragrance that is like versatile. You can wear it throughout. This could be a signature scent for sure. It's definitely a very beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Warm, fruity, creamy dryer sheet. So that's Hayaati by Ard Al Zafaran, okay? And the bottle is nice and heavy. You can see it's mostly, almost a third of it is glass, so it's nice. Let's see, what is another one? This is by, I think this is by Fragrance World. I'll have to remember, but this is Eclat de Diamant Rosa. And I have been wearing this one also. This, the bottle, of course, is what got me. This is really, really attractive to me. And it's heavy. The top is heavy. It's weighted. The glass is nice and weighted as well. I'm going to readjust myself. I'm sitting on my knees. So let's see. But it's rose. It's a rose fragrance mixed with, let me bring the camera down a little bit. A rose fragrance, you didn't see that, mixed with tobacco, and it's powdery. I think this is inspired by a Louis Vuitton fragrance. I can't remember which one. I'll try to remember to put it up. But this is a fragrance that you can dress up, you can dress down. If you like rose, you've got to like the mix of those two things together. If you're looking for something maybe that you hadn't, and it starts off with something a little bit bright, like a brighter rose, but it quickly kind of powders. The powder starts to come kind of quickly. And just mix with that tobacco. I don't know. This is something special to me, something that I really enjoy, that I'm very attracted to, again, and something that I am glad that I found. I got this off of Triple Traders. This was kind of more on the expensive end, I think about $50. And there's also a white floral here. That one is beautiful, but it's something that I don't think that I need, just because I have so many. I feel like I have enough of that profile, I think is what I'm trying to say. I'm satisfied with the white. It's like a fruity-ish white floral. I think I have enough of that. But this rose tobacco, kind of powdery, this is beautiful. So that is Eclat de Diamant Rosa. Okay, really beautiful. The next one is kind of on that trend that I was saying, the white floral. Disappointment, and not because it's a bad fragrance, but just because I have enough. I feel like I don't need any more of that. This is Yourfragrantfriendj Al Hayaati, and this is by Arabiette. So it's a nice bottle, really pretty, but again, it's just it's a fruity white floral. Easy to wear in warmer temperatures, easy to wear wherever. It's kind of on the cleaner side, so it's not like, it may be a brighter syrup. It is sweet, but maybe a fruit syrup that doesn't have any additional sugar added to it is what I would say, but also some like slightly sweet, clean white clean white florals are what are in this fragrance as well. So yeah, that one I don't know that I'm gonna keep. So this one is the Ajaib, yes, Ajaib Dubai by Lattafa. And if this is a beautiful fragrance. This bottle is something that intrigued me. I wasn't sure if it was a plaque on the top, but it's definitely the glass kind of poked out and not painted and textured so that you could see through it and you can actually see how much liquid that you have. That always confused me. It kind of looked like it was foil, or I wasn't sure. But yeah, that's what it is. It's white. But this is a beautiful, it has a very musky, soft, woody base, but the top is a very bright and it's almost like citrusy, bright, kind of sweet, but not overly sweet mango note. It's nice. And as it dries down, there's definitely that soft woodiness underneath it. So you've got to like that. But if you're looking to try something, this is not just a fruity floral fragrance. It definitely has that depth of the wood. I could see this as a beautiful summer evening fragrance. But yeah, I'm gonna try this out. I haven't given this a full wear yet. I'm definitely gonna keep trying it, but I'm glad to, oh, there's some green. There's some greenness to this as well that I can smell. So glad to have this as well. Glad to try, you know, different occasions to see what works best for that fragrance. So another one that I discovered through, you know, the international cuties. This is Lamsat Harir by Arabiat. And this is definitely a dupe for Armani C. And it's a good one. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful fragrance. Not much else to say about it. So if you are looking to find C at a discounted price, this is definitely a great one. Very inexpensive as well. I think under $20. I'm gonna put that one away. So I'm probably not gonna keep this one either because I have the C already. I've got Raw Human from the new Lattafa, the new Pride. And I'm kind of have mixed feelings about it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this fragrance. When you spray it, it's juicy. There's a lot of, you know, stone fruit, maybe peach and plum, I think is in here, but that leather comes in. And it's not a heavy leather, it's a clean leather, but the leather is definitely prominent. When it dries down, it reminds me, and even from the cap, it kind of reminds me of a smell that I knew as a kid. We used to go in the international stores and get pickled plums. My grandma used to buy them for me, so they're super salty. But when you open the you know, it's in a brine solution, and when you open it, it kind of reminds me of the way that smell is and the way the plums tasted. This is the way that this fragrance kind of comes off to me. And I don't think that I want to smell like that. Definitely nostalgic, but I need to know what the sillage is like. So I might play around with this just a little bit more, but if it smells like what I'm smelling off of my skin, I don't think that I'm gonna keep this one either. But the bottle is really heavy, really nice. The darker bottles, I know that if you shine a light through them, you can see, like your light on your camera, you can see the drink level, maybe that's a sign for me to go ahead and take a drink. You can see the fluid level, okay, of your juice. So that I'm not sure of either. Let's see. I am sure of this fragrance for sure. I went ahead and got Mancera Velvet Vanilla. This is one that I had been wanting for a long time, and this is just pure candy, pure powdery bubblegum. That's what I'm getting to my nose. I haven't given it a full wear, but I've tested it on my skin. And it's just, for me, it's not overly sweet. It could be though, if you spray too much. This one seems very strong. Definitely one that you wouldn't want to overspray. I would say probably 3 or 4 would be enough to project and to get a scent bubble around you. But this one, this would be a great layering fragrance as well if you want to just add some like powdery bubblegum sweetness to another fragrance that you have. I love this fragrance. I know that I'm going to use this pretty well. This was another disappointment, unfortunately. I was just testing things out. Sometimes I do that. This is Amiri, and this is by Awatanya. Okay. I was excited I bought this fragrance because in the notes, not sure that they were correct, or maybe they just don't come off the way that I expected them to, you know, just by reading them and putting them together in my head. But there was supposed to be like apple and peach, and I can't remember a lot, but what I get, I get something very aromatic and cologne-y in this fragrance. So it's just, I've tried and I've let this sit. A lot of these I've had for a long time. So I've let this sit and sprayed it again. And I feel like this would be, you either have to like something aromatic, or it would be more unisex, maybe on the masculine side. So this is not something that I'm attracted to, not to say other women wouldn't be, but just for my taste. The aromatics don't really call to me. So I'm not going to keep that fragrance, I already know. This fragrance is a dupe for Ombre Nomad by Louis Vuitton. And this is called Lueur de Spoir Ombre by Amir, okay? And let me tell you that, okay, so the fragrance profile is definitely raspberry and oud, and kind of supposed to be sweetish and sweet-ish, you know. I think there's vanilla in here as well, but that oud, it doesn't play. Okay, so this fragrance is animalic. When I sprayed it, I had to step back. The more that I smell this fragrance, the less animalic it becomes to my nose, but that doesn't mean that it's that way for other people's nose. And now I haven't smelled it for a while, and just opening the cap, I can smell, it's a barnyardy oud in here. I can't keep it. Oh, it's also very smoky. When you first spray it, it's just not an instant smoke either. It's just like smoke. And then the kind of raspberry comes in and the wood comes in and the smoke calms down, but I can't remember that it ever really goes away. This is not my profile. This is not something that I would want to wear for myself. I could see it being interesting and probably smelling good on somebody else, but just for me, I'm not gonna keep this fragrance either. Let's see. I got another raspberry. I was on a raspberry, like a woody raspberry kick. I wanted like a syrupy raspberry with like an oudy base. That's what I was looking for, but not a barnyard oud. This is not quite it either. I feel like this is on the masculine side. I think this is The Moon by I wanted to say Ramon Monagal, but no, it's not. Frederic Malle. Frederic Malle. This is Identity Oud Crescent. This is by Amir. And what this is a powdery, I think there's violet in here, powdery, leathery, oudy raspberry. And you get all of those notes. I mean, all of the accords. And I was trying to decide if it was something that I would keep for myself. And I think that it's not. It would be so occasional that I wore this fragrance on a rare occasion that I don't think that I have enough occasional fragrances. And I don't think I need to add more occasional fragrances to my collection. So it would probably be a while before I wore this fragrance. So I'm going to go ahead and put it down and pass that along as well. The next one, these next four are pretty cool. They are some fragrance oils, CPOs that I got from Swiss Arabian. This is Attar Jamal. This is a Tonka fragrance that I thought that I would like, but it smells, Tonka can be a little bit masculine to me when it's just on its own. And this smells soapy. And cologne-ish. Okay, so there has to be other notes in here, not just the Tonka, but I think that probably was one of the main notes and a reason why I picked it up. I can't remember exactly, but this is cologne-ish to me. They're pretty well secured in here. These don't come out easily, the little plastic stoppers. I mix it with an unscented lotion. Not this one. I put it on my skin, but I haven't really given it an all over wear because I don't want to smell like this, like cologne. But one that did work for me very well is the Attar Bakur. It's kind of fruity clean. Again, just mix a little bit with your lotion and put it all over your body. Definitely like a fresh, fruity, not sweet fruity. Just a tiny bit of sweetness, but a natural sweetness, and a clean feeling to this fragrance. So that is Attar Bakur. These were like $17, $20, something like that. Very inexpensive for all of this oil that you get. And you don't need a whole lot, you know, so those will last a long time. Another one that I really appreciate, I really love, is the Sandalia. This one is nice. You know, I've worn that a little bit, but it has like a hint of a peach. I don't know if you can identify it if you're not thinking about it or if you don't know that it's in there, but it is a creamy sandalwood with a hint of brightness. And this is also like, it's a creamy, clean feeling sandalwood. So this is something that you could wear wherever as well. Really, really beautiful. The one that I could not even, I just don't like it at all. It's just not my style. It reminds me of Aromatics Elixir by Clinique, and that fragrance, it's not my style. I don't like the herbaceousness of it, the aromatic, you know, they give like an aromatic feel. I don't like that. But this is called Rue El Amber. Okay, I tried to make use of it because I knew that I wasn't going to wear it on my skin. So you see a lot of it gone. I was like, well, maybe this would be a nice home fragrance, you know? And I put it in a candle that was already melting. The candle didn't have a lot of scent to it, so I thought I could add some oil to it to kind of project through the house. And it's a clean fragrance, but it's very vintage smelling. It's just not something that I would wear on my skin. It's not something I necessarily want my house to smell like either. So I don't know if you're into that profile, if you're into those types of fragrances. It doesn't have like the oak mossiness, like the mustiness to it, but it's definitely vintage, definitely retro, just not my style. So if you like those types of fragrances, this might be something that you want to look at. So that's it. Well, let me check. Oh, just this is Almas by Sahari, and this is just another white floral. It's not special. It's not so fruity, a little bit fruity, and it has a little powderiness to it. I'm probably not going to keep this one either. So I had like mixed luck with my Middle Eastern fragrances, but I definitely wanted to share. I also didn't have such great luck. I tried to go back into time. You know, sometimes you should leave the past in the past. And I learned that. I remember wanting this Katy Perry cat for so long. When I smelled it, I couldn't get it out of my head, even to this day. So that's why I went ahead and picked it up for myself. It is just, it's young, okay? And I don't often say that, but I feel like this is or maybe it's just that I was young in that time, and so it reminds me of my younger self. But in a way, it reminds me of that Juicy Couture profile, the Viva La Juicy. I'm not saying that it smells exactly like that, but I cannot deny that that fragrance comes to mind when I smell this. This is like a creamy tangerine, kind of creamy, fruity, but it does have that, I don't know how to describe it, but it has like kind of like an alcoholic feel, maybe on the top, even on the nozzle, you know? So I just feel like, I don't know, this is body spray-ish, this fragrance. And also I had never had the purple cat. I mean, these are adorable. These are too cute. This I would actually choose over this one because I had enough of the Viva La Juicy scent profile. This is more shampoo-y, although I still probably am not going to keep this fragrance either. I went back and even got the Moschinos, and this one, I could see myself wearing this. I guess this is just a fresh out of the shower fragrance. Kind of similar vibe. It has that kind of alcohol-y top, I guess, is how I would describe it. This kind of smells like the raspberry that's in the Versace, the EDT, the Eros EDT. So I don't know that I would keep this fragrance either. This, I went ahead and I heard this had a buzz behind it. This definitely was very popular back in the day. And I needed to know what the hype was about because I'm so nosy. But this one, the top is very punchy, very sharp, very juicy. But it's the way that the woods are done in this fragrance. I can't do this fragrance either. So all of those, I'm probably not gonna keep any of them. So these next ones I definitely will do. This is Girl of Now, Shine by Elie Saab. This is a very beautiful, I am an orange blossom lover, beautiful, fruity, kind of candied, powdery orange blossom. That's very beautiful and easy for me to wear. I got this Mauboussin Star. This is a like a vanilla with a hint of coconut. And pineapple, like as it sits, you can get the pineapple kind of as you smell it, but it's a very cozy, beautiful fragrance as well. And the bottle is really cute, really interesting, okay? And I also got Cherry Blossom by Floris. I don't think that Cherry Blossom is my favorite flower. It is powdery, it is easy to wear. But there's something about it that I'm just 75% with this fragrance. I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna wear it, but I wouldn't purchase it again, right? It's a nice, easy wear, nice, fresh out of the shower, powdery, but something about that cherry blossom. It's not the powderiness, because I do like powdery fragrances a lot, but just the way that it finishes on my nose, like the after smell, it's just common in other cherry blossom fragrances that I've smelled as well. So just not one of my favorites, but I will definitely wear it. I don't hate it. I went down a Xerjoff hole and I got Shunkwin and definitely love it. It's a nice kind of dry coconut powdery green tea fragrance. There is a little bit of that cherry blossom, I think, in this fragrance as well. Easy to wear for me, very beautiful. I also went ahead and got Fatal Charm, which is more of a, like, I want to say, like classic vanillic boudoir fragrance, like on the what am I trying to say? In the realm of maybe Shalimar, although it's more modern than that, definitely. It's not as, or maybe not the original Shalimar. I'm talking about the vanilla that's in the Shalimar, because Shalimar can be pretty rough. It can smell like gasoline, and that's the way I interpreted it. My nose interpreted it. You know, you can't really help that. It was the leather and something else in the Shalimar that was rough to me, but it came off in the beginning as a gasoline smell. But as it dried down, that vanilla in Shalimar or in Guerlain fragrances is really beautiful. But this kind of takes the roughness and just is like a powdery, clean sweetness. So like a vanilla. That's very beautiful. And this one is interesting to me. This is Layla. And they had a line that was separate, not in these bottles. It was called Kimmy Blending Magic. I never smelled it, but I was always interested in it. But this one is a very spicy amber up top. It has cloves, which goes against almost everything I believe in, because cloves are so hard for me. But it had also on the other end, my favorite spice, which is nutmeg, because it's often so creamy and soft and spicy in fragrances. And so I went ahead and took a chance. You know, those are the top notes, cloves and nutmeg. And I got this fragrance because the vanilla is what everybody was kind of focusing on. And I was looking for a good vanilla. It is amber spicy at the top. Okay, it's like almost like a Middle Eastern feel. And I was like, how is this gonna get to a creamy, like custardy vanilla? But it does. If you just give it a chance to dry down and just develop on your skin over time, that vanilla absolutely comes out in that way. It's definitely a thick, creamy vanilla. So this is a very interesting fragrance. I hope to get more wear out of it. It's definitely probably winter appropriate or cooler weather appropriate, or even nighttime, you know? So I'm looking forward to wearing that. And this is Vixair by Electimus. I did see this in a Facebook group. Somebody was talking about what fragrance makes your eyes roll back in your head, and someone mentioned this one, and I had never heard of it before, or never heard anybody talk about it. But this is a beautiful powdered citrus fragrance. There's some patchouli in here. It kind of comes through. I think I smell patchouli. But definitely one of those fragrances that you can cuddle up in, or you can wear to work. Just very, very versatile. So I'm glad to have that one as well. Very beautiful. So I'm a powder lover. I'm a vanilla lover. I love fruits. I love clean. Like I said in the beginning, I love all fragrances, mostly, except for the ones that I talked about. But so this is the last group, and this is a dupe house that I enjoy. So this is started by Fragranza. This is the first one. These are their old bottles. They've since changed them, but this one impressed me so much because it was so close to Amarine, or to Tom Ford Lost Cherry, that I wanted to see what else, how good they could do with the other fragrances. I knew that they would be good, or I was hoping that they would be. And this one is the Sensual Flame. I was looking, this is a new bottle, for a dupe. I wanted to get Cassili by Parfums de Marly so bad. That fragrance I had a sample of that I wore this summer, and just wearing it and having it around me, I said, this is so beautiful, I have to get it. It's like a creamy plum kind of peachy feel, but then the way it dries down, it loses some of that creaminess, but the fruitiness kind of stays around, and it becomes just very clean, and that fruity clean, and it's easy to wear, and it's beautiful. It makes me feel beautiful. So I didn't want to spend all the money. I was looking for a good deal, and I didn't find one at this point in time. So I went ahead and got this one, Sensual Flame. And I have to say that it's definitely that creaminess on top, but dries down. And you can feel the fresh cleanness in it as well right away. So I'm glad that I have this one. They did a great job. This Milan Glow. These bottles, I can't say that I'm a huge fan, because I'll show you in a minute, but as the oil, if it were to leak, these names, it's the names here. This is gonna stay, but these names are glued on. And so, with oil and glue, they fall off. So it could be at a point in time, if you're not careful, you won't know if you don't know which fragrance it is. But it also messes up the presentation, So this is Poison Girl, which is nice and creamy and kind of orangey. This is pretty, just a very girly fragrance. And look at what happened. The little cover for the bottom here got stuck in the cap, so I'm gonna have to work that out. But the fragrance is nice. It's beautiful. Another one that I got is Cherry Rum, and I've said in the past that I'm not the biggest cherry fan. See, this is the way they're supposed to look. But for some reason, I've been buying cherry fragrances. I just love the way it's done in here. It's very juicy and very tart but sweet and juicy. This one is nice. It's a similar vibe, but I think it has some rum and some chocolate and something else mixed with it. I need more time with these. I haven't spent a whole lot of time with them, but these, I'm just showing you what I got. This is a dupe of Vanilla Diorama by Dior. And this is called Vanilla Panorama. People aren't gonna wanna say that bottom name because of what we've all been through, but maybe they could have named it something a little bit different, but The vanilla in here it's a spicy kind of green, but thick and delicious vanilla. So I'm glad I got this one as well. This one is from a sample that I got when I got the Amarena Cherry. This is called Adesso. And I've had that fragrance for years, but the Adesso, the sample, I just finished it off recently. And I was in love. I was smelling, it was so musky and sweet. This is supposed to have cherries, raspberries, there's other red fruits in it, but also maple. And maple is a note in my head that doesn't really make me, I don't ever feel like I want to smell like maple. I don't know, it reminds me of breakfast, or it's not appealing to me. But the way it's done in here with the musk and the fruits, this doesn't quite smell like the sample that I just finished. So I'm thinking that it needs to macerate a little bit more or oxidize or whatever. But I get a hint of it, and I know it's going to be good later on, but I'm not going to wear this right now just because it's not giving me exactly what I want. So I'm going to give this a little more time. This one is the Cherry Inferno. This is supposed to be, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. See how the letters kind of, the glue. But anyway, this is Cherry Inferno, and this is supposed to be a dupe for Tom Ford, the Cherry Smoke. I have never smelled that fragrance, but this is more of an incensey cherry. There's a little bit of smoke, actually. There's a little bit of like burnt smoke, but there's also an incensey vibe to this fragrance as well with the cherries. So gonna try that out. And the last one, I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep this one either. This is Normandy Brandy, which is a dupe of Apple Brandy on the Rocks by Kilian. This one, I had to satisfy my curiosity, okay? So a friend of mine was telling me that this is more on the masculine side, and I was like, man, I don't know. I think I might like it, but I understand why I don't like it and why I would agree that it is unisex, leaning masculine. It's because although there's like a juicy, beautiful, like a green apple note on the top, I would say that it's green, and the woodiness, if it were left that way, I would definitely say that I could wear this fragrance. But there is a like a pine note, like a fir note, maybe sometimes cedar is piney, but you know, that green, spicy, kind of outdoorsy green note is in here as well. And that just takes it off the board for me. I can't wear this fragrance. I would enjoy it on a man for sure. It's a fresh, yummy smelling fragrance for a man. Definitely for summer times I could see. And I've heard women that wear this fragrance as well. That's why I was wanting it to work for myself. But it doesn't, it's not what I like. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along as well. That is most of what I've bought since I've been gone. I'm sure that there's some things that I've missed, and I will get back, you guys. I stood you up. I'm so sorry I kept you on pause with my perfume collection, and I fully intend to get back to it. I'm just gonna start back into it. I think my next letter is E, so hopefully soon I'll go ahead and get everything together and try to be back for you guys. So I appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed your drink. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for work, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Cheers.